We're following breaking news out of Holly, Minnesota this morning, where multiple fire crews responded earlier overnight to the scene of a large structure fire this morning.
The Valley Today's Morgan Drake is live at the scene with what we know so far. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, ladies. Yes, so I have been following this story for the entire morning, and you actually used to be able to see this house from the road, but now, as you can see, there's nothing behind me except smoke coming out of the foundation where that house was. So what we know so far is that the house fire was called in after midnight, and while fire crews have cleared the scene, this was the view just earlier this morning. So we had multiple fire crews, I'm told about 8, came on scene and were providing water for this structure fire, and every single one of those crews has cleared the scene now, but there were more tankers here than I had ever seen at any of the other structure fires that we have reported on. This house has been completely taken down to its foundations, and fortunately nobody was injured in this incident. This house has sat unoccupied for about the last 14 years. This was quite a well-known house in the Holly, Minnesota area, and it does appear, unfortunately, that there is nothing recoverable from it. So that's all the information that I have right now. Reporting for Valley News Live, Morgan Drake, back to you in the studio.
Yes, thank you, Morgan, so much for the progression all throughout our morning and our newscast here in the Valley Today with your live looks.
Yes, thank you, Morgan. And we're going to continue to monitor this situation on air as well as online. So make sure you've got that VNL News app handy for updates right at your fingertips.
You can download and use it for free. Just search VNL News in the App Store. One man arrested last night after an almost 2-hour standoff between him, Fargo police, and the Red River Valley SWAT team.
Police say it started at around 4:22 p.m. when 36-year-old Bryant Matthews barricaded himself in an apartment unit in the 1800 block of 2nd Avenue South. The Red River Valley SWAT team was utilized to assist with taking Matthews into custody. Matthews was arrested just before 8 p.m.
All that time, residents were gathered outside watching, many of them saying his arrest came as a relief.
I was kind of like confused, but at the same time, like I said, when they came out with him, it was like relief.
We're continuing to look into the situation. We will keep you up to date with any new developments. An Eddy County man has now been sentenced to life in prison after pleading guilty to charges including murder.
Nicholas Poitra pleaded guilty to murder, unlawful possession of a firearm, robbery, and 7 counts of terrorizing. Now, this all stems from an incident in February of last year. Poitra was the center of a 3-day manhunt after the shooting at Rindy's Cheyenne bar that killed 30-year-old Troyell Thumb.
Poitra will eventually be eligible for parole, according to other media outlets, and they're reporting that will happen in roughly 30 years from now. And you can read more about the case on your VNL News app.
Download and use it for free. Just search VNL News in the App Store. Fargo police are asking for your help in identifying the 2 men who they say are involved in an incident where shots were fired.
Authorities say a shots fired call for service came in officially on Sunday at 7 p.m. in the 5100 block of Amber Valley Parkway. If you know these people on your screen, you're encouraged to contact the Fargo Police Department. The number 701-241-5777. It's up on your screen now as well.
Happening tonight, the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber is going to be hosting a debate between Congressman Kelly Armstrong and Lieutenant Governor Tammy Miller.
Both candidates will be appearing on the June 2024 Republican primary ballot. The winner, as we know, will move on to the general election in November. The debate is happening tonight from 7 to 8:30 at the Avalon Events Center. Now, it is free to attend, but space is limited.
And attendees must pre-register to attend in person. You can find more information about that on our website. Just click on this story. Turning our attention to the weather now, we've got some rain in our future. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Lisa Green for a check of our forecast. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, we are watching for rain to move into the valley, and for some of us it's already started. Fargo points east. It's going to take a little bit longer to move in, but you can see a large area of green on the map here for the Dakotas. And at the moment we're seeing some thunder showers too in parts of eastern North Dakota, where you see those areas of orange and red on the map here. So I'm going to zoom in on some of these spots. Southeastern North Dakota, right in that Fort Ransom area, we've been seeing some thunder shower activity. I've turned off our lightning data just so we can focus on the radar, but there are are some places seeing a little lightning. Western parts again of Ransom County, and these are moving more northeast. So this is going to move into further into southern parts of Barnes County as well. Now moving north of Jamestown, we've got a little thunder shower there that stretches up through places like Eastern, Eddy, and Foster counties. And then Devil's Lake has been seeing some drops now moving through. And in western parts of Cavalier County, we've got a little shower as well going on there that could produce some lightning at times. So starting to see it getting a little more active. You see our camera shaking behind me here in Fargo. That wind has been a factor for us since yesterday, and it continues to be strong. We've got a gust of 37 miles per hour in Fargo. Wind is out of the south-southeast, so it's a nice warming wind, and temperatures are pretty mild. We're at 64 degrees right now in Fargo. Moorhead's checking in at 63. In Grand Forks, you can see the Red River is spilling onto the Greenway there on the East Grand Forks side, and we have been seeing those rivers rising. You can check out river levels at valleynewslive.com and on the VNL weather app. The one flood warning we have in effect right now is for the Red River at Fargo, and we're at 61 degrees in Grand Forks, and wind is gusting to 29 miles per hour there. Again, we've been talking about it today, last day of school for Fargo and Grand Forks students. Out at the bus stop, it's not bad this morning. It's heading home that we might be a factor, or might be a factor for us. So if your students are taking home all their stuff for the year, hopefully they can keep it dry, because we're watching out for some rain and some thunderstorms, looking at temperatures that are going to be into the upper 60s to around 70 degrees today. And more unsettled weather continuing in the forecast as we make our way into the weekend, but warm at least.
Yeah, we're feeling like summer at least.
Exactly. And, you know, that heat helping to fuel a couple of thunderstorms for summertime, too. And we may see that today as well.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. And we're turning the page into June shortly. And in my book, summer's on.
Yeah, what better way to celebrate the sunshine than spending the day at a riverfront splash pad?
That's where we find the Valley Today's Tata Miller live in Fergus Falls, where the grand opening of the riverfront splash pad is set to take place soon. Good morning, Tata.
Yes, good morning, ladies. I'm here live in Fergus Falls at the Riverfront Splash Pad site. I'm here live with Jean Bowman, who is the communications director for the city of Fergus Falls. And Jean, we were supposed to open this splash pad today, but we had some delays because of the rain coming in. So
absolutely, as you've heard all morning, the rain is coming in later this afternoon, so we just thought that's not a good environment for hosting an outdoor grand opening. So we've delayed that. It's going to be on Tuesday next week, June 4th from 4 to 6 p.m. So we hope you'll join us for the grand opening. The splash pad will be going. We've got food trucks and entertainment, free beach towels for the first 200 kiddos who showed up, and activities from the library and Otter Cove Children's Museum, just lots of activities. So please join us next Tuesday. Don't come downtown today. It's kind of stormy for that.
Yeah, a little too chilly for that. And I know we were giving them a sneak peek of the splash pad that's in front of us, but we also have this reflecting pool behind us. Do you want to tell me about this?
Absolutely. So we've got kind of a 2-level reflecting pool. The water doesn't get any more than 3 inches deep in the top pool, and then it kind of goes through a little waterfall feature coming down to this pool here right behind us. So that'll be fun to wade in and splash into.
Yeah, and we have these adorable little otters, and you said there's actually a fun story behind them as well.
Yeah, so in the late 80s, early 90s, you know, way before the big fiberglass sunfish and things like that, we had these little concrete otter statues throughout town, and there were just a few remaining now, and they've certainly long been gone. But we had a local artist, Blaise Buthseth with the Creation Shop, made a mold out of one of the otters and recreated it so that we've got 3 sculptures behind us that are really similar to the same otters we had, only these otters spout water, and they've got an anti-graffiti material on the outside, so they should be here for a long, long time.
What a great way to pay tribute to the city's history as well. Thank you so much, Jean.
You bet. Thank you.
Coming up next, we'll give you one last sneak peek preview of the splash pad, but that's all I have for you right now. I'm Tata Miller for Valley News Live. Back to you at the studio.
I love it. How cute is that? That's going to be a fantastic way to spend the summer. And again, look for that grand opening event. It has been postponed now until Tuesday, June 4th. It's happening from 4 to 6 p.m. Boating season about to be in full swing. Officials now out with a few reminders, though, on how to stay safe while enjoying your day on the water. They're offering several tips, including knowing your area while you travel by boat.
And officials are emphasizing the importance of having a float plan. That really means telling someone on land where you're going and when you plan to get back. That way, if something does happen and you don't make it back, then someone on shore is aware and can call the authorities.
Be rain, fog, thunderstorms, you always want to check weather, check your safety gear as well before you head out into the water.
And always stay weather aware, and you can do that by downloading the VNL Weather app.
No matter how nice the day is or how it begins, you just never know what conditions will bring while you're out on the water. So again, great reminder for that app. Well, we can't let you go without talking about this. Subway's footlong cookie is now back nationwide. The oversized chocolate cookie is now selling for $5 at most locations again.
Yeah, can't beat that. The cookie was pulled from some markets weeks after its January debut due to demand, with more than 5 million sold, according to Subway.
Thank you so much for waking up and joining us here on The Valley today. See you next time, everybody.